What's going on, guys? It's your boy Optimus, and welcome to a Smite video today where I'm going to walk you through a Puch, the horrific god of decay, and a build that I use, and one of the variations of the builds I use, which I feel is going to be the best build for you in Conquest. Now, I will state one thing, building different defenses in this will help. So, as you can see, guys, I already vary from the style of boots that I use on my build. I myself use the boots of Magi, however you want to pronounce it. I use those particular boots just for the fact that, as you can see in the right side, when I equip them, and we're going to unequip everything so you can see as I build the benefits that you're going to gain. So right out of the gate, when you put them boots on or equipped part of them boots to build up to them, you're gaining 110 magical power. You're also gaining up on your attacks, well, no attack speed. My bad. And you're going to gain magical penetration. Now, with a Puch, he's going to have very low attack speed. But guys, don't worry about that. Attack speed isn't what you want. You just want the ability to be able to get away quick. So, running these boots are going to give you a good magical penetration setup. And it's going to be good for starting off on your minion control early game. The next thing I suggest building up to is adding a part of this particular lifesteal gauntlet. What I have here, make sure you have that item. And I will get you the name for that item because I'm really bad with names in this game. So let's go here. And you're going to want Pythagorean's Piece. And the reason is you're gaining 70 magical power, 15% magical lifesteal, and also adding a 10% cooldown reduction. Though with Bancroft's Talon you are adding 100 magical power and 12% magical lifesteal, you're going to want this for the cooldown reduction stacked with everything else. Once you stack cooldown reduction on a Puch, you are going to notice that you are going to be able to burst, because a Puch's 3 main attacks, his X, B, and A, all work very well together, and you'll be able to pick up a lot of kills. Also, when starting off on this build, make sure that you start building up on your Obsidian Shard. If you don't want to use Obsidian Shard, you don't have to. I preferably use it, and it is my particular choice, just for the fact that, as you can see, you gain 70 magical power, but you don't gain that much magical penetration. But in that aspect, you're going to gain a lot more power that you're going to want early game. Gaining that power early game with a Puch is key to winning with him in your lane. Also, if you do not know where you should be playing a Puch is mostly going to be 90% of his time in the middle lane. So just remember that, guys. So make sure you're adding Obsidian Shard. You're also going to want to add this particular book, and I'm going to go through and show you this name because I am just slacking on the names. You're going to want to have the Book of Thought. 125 mana, plus 15 mana per second. So, you're going to get a much bigger mana increase when getting mana back after running low on mana, and you're going to gain 100 magical power. Also on top of that, you permanently gain 10 mana per stack and receive 5 stacks for a god kill and 1 stack for a minion kill, with a max of 75 stacks, and additionally 3% of your mana is converted to magical power. Dishing out that power is going to help in the long run. And on top of that, you're going to want to build if you need to, absolutely need to, I suggest building a chestplate. Though you may not need to run the Breastplate of Valor, I highly suggest it. You gain 550 mana, you gain 75 physical protection, and 25% cooldown. So having that really does help. So on top of the Book of Thoth, as you guys can see, our build is Boots of Magi, going with some Lifesteal, Obsidian Shard, Breastplate of Valor, and the last thing you're going to want to add to this build, guys, is going to be Kronos' Pendant. And when we look over into the offense, defense, and utility stats, you can see with this particular build where you're going to be gaining. So what I'm going to show you guys right now is I'm going to break down this build and remove everything. So we have nothing. Right now what you're looking at is bone stock, a Puch, as is from the start of the game. So we're going to go through and we're going to make our build. I don't particularly buy starting items. We're just going to do the full build outright so you can look at what's going to happen. So building the boots on first, and then we're going to go get some lifesteal. So on top of that, just remember guys, lifesteal is going to be your key to one of your keys to staying alive with a Puch throughout the game. So adding Pythagorean's piece to this build is really going to benefit over lifesteal over time and your cooldown reduction. And as you guys can see right now, cooldown percentage is at 10 out of 40, which is already a very good start. And with a Puch being a bursted player, you're most definitely going to want to have that cooldown to be able to use your X, A, and B together in order to deal out as much damage as possible. Speaking of damage, we're going to go in the build and we are going to add the Book of Thoth, and on top of the Book of Thoth, we are going to add Kronos' Pendant. So adding them to the build, as you guys can see, we are at 35% cooldown reduction. At 1740 mana out of 4000, and we're gaining a good mana back. You're also getting a decent amount of health early on at 1775, and you're getting a good bit of magical protection. So now guys, we are going to go through and we are going to go to the defensive category, and we are going to add the Breastplate of Valor, because as a mage you're going to learn that the physical types and junglers are going to be your worst nightmare. I run this particularly over any type of magical protection because a Puch is a pretty good range player. And as you guys can see, our cooldown percentage is at 40%. Our movement speed is 419. And our mana is 2,290. So just with that build already, you have a good mana. You also have very good power up top. You have same attack speed as from the start of the game. You're not really worried about his single attack speed. No, most of your pokes are going to be on people who are almost dead. You got a decent amount of magical lifesteal, and you got a decent amount of, well, a low amount, 10 out of 50, but a good enough amount of magical penetration. So overall, guys, when following this build out, you are most definitely going to want to play aggressive. And another thing you can add to this build, guys, if you'd really like to add a good bit of health, mana, and magical power, which is why I'm going to add this into the build, is going to be the Gem of Isolation. Adding the Gem of Isolation brings up your magical protection, and also, well, not protection, but it brings up your magical power greatly. So guys, I hope this video helps out, and hope it helps you guys learn playing a Puch, by the way, if you've never played with this character. And these are the active items I use. I normally don't purchase these items until late end game if the game is over 30 minutes long. I normally add Combat Blink to get myself out of situations. I'm also adding some defense on that so I can be immune, and I'm also adding in consumables a power buff, therefore making a Puch twice as powerful as he already is. Guys, do me a favor, head on into your Smite game on Xbox One or PC, go ahead and build this Puch build out and let me know what you think. Also, do me a favor and let me know below if you'd like to see more Smite videos. I have a ton of characters I play as. My next video is going to be going up as Vulcan. Sorry I have no intro, guys. We are waiting for Grimlock to send me a verification code for Sony Vegas. So until I get the verification code, there's not going to be any fancy editing, just raw videos. But do me a favor, if you're new to this channel, hit that subscribe button. And if you're already subscribed, hit that like button and share it around. Let everybody know that I am posting Smite videos. And until the next video,